I don't even know where to start. I had this idea for a video yesterday, and I went to London, and it was going to be this whole like travel story, urban exploration, and I feel like I didn't quite achieve it because I didn't plan it out very well. And at the same time as doing that, I was also going to talk about my process. And vlogging. I think the biggest reason I chose London for this was because a lot of people are tourists, so if you're talking to a camera, much like I am at the moment, just holding out my camera, people don't tend to look at you funny because they just think, oh, there's another tourist. You know when you just get to a location that you want to film at and you start filming, you get maybe like quarter of the way in and realise it's just not working, but then you carry on anyway. I kind of felt like that yesterday. I think there are a lot of people that would say that the era of vlogging is kind of over, but I think that vlogging in terms of a way of filming videos, like a style, I think that has something. One of the processes that I wanted to talk about was not just the filming, but also the editing and talking about the different cameras that I use. So in this kind of vlog style way, I find that I come out with a lot of cameras, and I'll have my main camera, like my A7S III, which I'm filming on at the moment, and then I'll have a POV camera, which is most likely the Hero 11, and then usually I'll have a BTS camera, and I'll also have my phone for times when I think the Hero 11 just doesn't quite cut it in low light, and so I can get my iPhone 14 Pro Max out and film with that. But one of the biggest, the most useful things as part of my workflow, which actually wouldn't really make this really work, my phone just fell out of my pocket. So the thing that kind of makes this work is using Cinematch and FilmConvert Nitrate. And this was kind of the main thing as well, because I wanted to really do a deep dive into Cinematch and FilmConvert, because these two things are a massive part of my workflow when it comes to my editing, because that gives me the style that I want, and it also makes my workflow quicker because Cinematch helps me to match all the different cameras that I use. Literally walking backwards and forwards across this road to get different angles of my footage, and I probably look like a bit of a crazy person, and I've had a few looks so far, people that are sat on the steps watching me, but there you go. It's just started raining. So I'm going to jump in to show you how I actually use Cinematch, but before I do, I want to find a quieter place because it is really noisy around here with all the traffic. I've just got to Hyde Park and just saw this. idea what it is though. Now the rain stopped. Whilst I'm in the car and I've got my laptop out, I might as well just quickly give you an overview of what Cinematch is and how it works. I'm using Final Cut, so I'm just going to show you where you would find it. So the first thing you want to do is obviously drag Cinematch onto your footage. So it's in camera matching and it says Cinematch, and then just drag it onto your footage, and then it will come up with a window in the effects panel, and then you just open controls, and then you see you've got a source camera and then you've got a target camera. So this particular clip was shot on the Sony a7S III, and so that is my source camera. So I would select Sony a7S III, and I shot in S-Log 3, S-Gamut 3, Cine, which is down here. And then say I wanted to match this to my GoPro footage, or I wanted to match it to another camera, then you would basically choose your target camera. So you go to, I don't know, let's say GoPro Hero 10 Pro Tune Flat. So that would emulate what GoPro Hero 10 footage would look like, and then that would essentially match the footage from the a7S III to the Hero 10. The other thing is, even if you don't want to necessarily match two cameras that you've used, you can make the footage look like another camera. So if I wanted to, for example, make the footage look like an Arri Alexa, I could do that. Let's say, yeah, Arri Alexa Mini, Log C, and I could do that. The other thing that I would also do with Cinematch is, this is where I would go in and I would actually color correct the footage, so changing the exposure because you've got false colors. So I apply my Rec 709, and then I come into the false colors and switch those on, and then I go to my skin tones, and then see where it's all orange here. That means that there's a lot of light on the skin. So I would kind of bring this down to the point where I just had a little bit of orange, because that's kind of the highlight of the skin. And then once I've done that, I turn my false colors off, and then it gives me more of a properly exposed image. So if I just turn this off, sometimes I will just use this to color correct the footage itself, just to get the exposure right, and then the temperature and the tint and all that kind of thing. So I could also just go into here and just turn off the target camera, because I literally just want to color correct my a7S III footage, and then just put my false colours on again. I'm just going to take this down a little bit more, because I'm kind of backlit anyway, so there wouldn't be that much, my phone's going off, that much in the highlights, and then just see what that looks like. And then that's more of a correctly exposed shot for the a7S III. So as I mentioned, Cinematch is just brilliant for matching different cameras, and FilmConvert have some camera packs coming out for the iPhone 14 Pro Max and the GoPro Hero 11, and lots of other new cameras that have just come out, so keep an eye out for those. And let me just talk to you about FilmConvert Nitrate, because this gives me the look that I want for the footage that I shoot. I absolutely love FilmConvert Nitrate, and the thing that I love most about it is the fact that it does emulate film stocks, and so you take away that digital look from your footage, but it also means that I try to strive for a more natural look to my footage in terms of colours and just not looking really over processed, and I feel like FilmConvert Nitrate allows me to do that. So I'm going to show you my process, and one of my favourite film stocks that I just love to use. Even though I use different ones, this is the one that I tend to use most of the time. Okay, so with this clip, I've already applied Cinematch and done my colour correcting in terms of just getting the exposure right and whatnot. So when it comes to FilmConvert Nitrate, you just have to find it. It's in film emulation, and then you just drag FilmConvert Nitrate on. And then you will get FilmConvert Nitrate in your effects panel. Just open the controls, and then it's just like Cinematch. You literally just go through and you select the camera that you use. So I'm using the Sony a7S III, and I shot in S-Log3, S-Gamut3 Cine. And then it applies FilmConvert Nitrate, and this is just like the base. So then you go through and you play with all the different settings in order to get the look that you really want. So the first thing that I do is I just turn the grain down a bit because I don't like it to be too heavy on the grain. And then I'll just come in and I'll just start tweaking things like the film color. And then this is kind of like your, I guess you can look at it as contrast, so how contrasty it's going to be. And then these are all your different film stocks. So my favorite one that I tend to use all the time is this KD5207 Viz 3. And that is the one that I just really like using, that one. And then my second favorite is KD5213 Viz 3. So that one kind of gives a cooler look, like in temperature. So it's either between those two. So I'm just going to leave it on this one for now. And then once I've kind of adjusted that, then I come down to my saturation and I push my saturation a little bit. And then it is literally just a case of going through and tweaking the footage to look how you want it to. For this, I might actually go with KD5213 for this one, because I feel like when I was shooting on the day it was quite warm, and so I'd like it to be a little bit cooler. Clouds and thunders standing in my way. I can't believe me coming into the car for a few minutes to escape the rain has had me sat in the car for the last, no, it can't have been 3 hours, 3.5 hours. I need to go home. I need to go get some food and a drink, and I just need to leave. Yeah, I must try to figure it out alone. And now... So before I go, I just wanted to say that even if you start making a video and it doesn't feel like it's turning out the way that you had planned for or anticipated for, then sometimes it's just worth trying to finish it off and just seeing what you can make from it. I have no idea what this video is going to be like, whether it's going to be horrendous or whether it is actually going to turn out okay, because I don't really know what I'm doing. So, I don't know, we'll see. Also, the other thing that I want to say is that FilmConvert have a discount for Black Friday on Cinematch and FilmConvert Nitrate, so you can get up to like 50% off. And also, if you use my code TamaraG, then you'll get a further 10% on top of that. So now is definitely the time. If you want to try them out and you want to get them, now's the time to go, because this is an awesome discount for such good plugins. And I also just want to say like a massive thank you to FilmConvert, because they support this channel and also just make really awesome plugins. And yeah, thank you FilmConvert, because you have made my life easier and you have made me get to the point where I actually like the way my footage looks. So thanks for that. And yeah, I hope this video kind of inspires someone out there to just make something, and even if you don't know how it's going to turn out, just keep going, because you might make something that you didn't really expect. Yeah.
Try to figure it out alone.